Another heavy morning, another angry debate. The anchor on the screen says the world's on fire, but I just need to pay the bills and replace a broken tire. They talk about the empires falling down, but I'm just trying to survive in a quiet little town. Oh, the rules are broken, the lines are blurred. Everyone is shouting, but nobody is heard. I'm caught in the middle of a shifting ground, looking for a quiet place that can't be found. Just an ordinary life in extraordinary days, lost inside the smoke, trying to navigate the maze. Looking nervous, locked behind his door. Nobody remembers what we used to be before. They draw a line in anger, they tell us who to hate, while the prices keep on rising on the food upon the plate. The kings are playing chess with the borders and the lines, while we are left to wander through the changing of the times. Oh, the rules are broken, the lines are blurred. Everyone is shouting, but nobody is heard. I'm caught in the middle of a shifting ground, looking for a quiet place that can't be found. Just an ordinary life in extraordinary days, lost inside the smoke, trying to navigate the maze. The old world is dying, the new one isn't born. We're standing in the twilight, waiting for the morn. I don't need a revolution, I don't need a grand design. I just wanna hold my children the badge through the glass, punch the clock and fall in line. Screen glare and empty eyes, everybody's doing fine. Coffee cups and whispered lies, smiling while they plot your fall, faking lows and camouflage. Shadows dancing on the wall. How was your weekend? Just a trap, looking for a place to bite. Steal the credit, see the boss, and take the glory in the lights. The newsfeed is bleeding red, the breaking news is in our head. The world outside is caving in, but here we only play to win. We are turning the wheels of a broken machine, chasing a ghost in a corporate dream. We smile at the wolves while we bleed on the floor, working to live, but what are we living for? The sky is on fire, the future is cold, but we trade our days for a paycheck to hold. Trust is just a liability, empathy is obsolete. Climbing up the ladder while you're stepping on another's feet. Best friends at the water cooler, assassins in the meeting room, selling hours of our lives to push away the creeping doom. Prices up and wages down, nowhere left for us to go. Trapped inside this open office, welcome to the freak show. The newsfeed is bleeding red, the breaking news is in our head. The world outside is caving in, but here we only play to win. We are turning the wheels of a broken machine, chasing a ghost in a corporate dream. We smile at the wolves while we bleed on the floor, working to live, but what are we living for? The sky is on fire, the future is cold, but we trade our days for a paycheck to hold. Look out the window, the city is shaking. Look at the systems crumbling and breaking, but we are just fighting for a corner desk. Rats in a maze trying to pass the test. Yeah, just passing the test. Punch out, watch your back. Punch in, punch out, watch your back. The old rules are dead, the new ones aren't written. The safety is gone and the future is hidden. The screens are all flashing, the map isn't clear. Just scrolling the feed and feeding the fear. No solid ground, just the noise in the air. A million voices, but nobody's there. Step through the doors, escape from the crowd. Put headphones on, turn the music up loud. 40 minutes on the train, 40 minutes minutes in the car, watching the city blur out from afar. It's the only time I breathe, the only space I own, between the madness of the world and the tension of my home. Just the hum of the engine, my face in the glass, letting the chaos of the outside pass. I close my eyes tight, try to empty my head, but my thumb keeps scrolling through the panic and dread. Did the market just crash? Are we crossing the line? Just taking a breath and saying I'm fine. Trying to unplug, trying to detach, looking for a quiet that I just can't catch. We drift like we're hypnotized, making no sound, from island to island with no solid ground, floating through chaos, suspended in space, and nobody knows what happens next. No, nobody knows what happens next. 40 minutes on the train, 40 minutes in the car, watching the city blur out from afar. It's the only time I breathe, the only space I own, between the madness of the world and the tension of my home. Just the hum of the engine, my face in the glass, letting the chaos of the outside pass. Letting the chaos pass. Just the hum of the engine. We walked the same hallways, sat in the same class, counting the days, watching the slow summers pass. We knew every scar, every story, every line. You had my back, and I knew you had mine. 30-some years built on solid ground, the truest kind of anchor that I'd ever found. Then a voice from the screen, a trick of the light, told us who's wrong and told us who's right. And we tore it apart over nothing at all, building a heavy, invisible wall, a fabricated outrage, a manufactured same streets on an opposite side. Someone invented a hollow excuse to keep us divided and cut the ties loose, and we didn't question it. We swallowed the bait, replacing our friendship with a meaningless hate. It's happening everywhere, street after street. A million severed friendships, a quiet defeat. They keep feeding the fire, they keep snapping the line, and we sit in the ashes saying everything's fine. Surrounded by millions, but we walk alone, trusting the screen over the best friend we've didn't say goodbye. Nobody moved away, just static on the screen, and nothing left to say. They say that the old ways are wrong and are dead, but nobody gave us a new way instead. We threw out the rules and we built nothing new. Now nobody knows what we're supposed to do. We're rushing around, but we're drifting apart, with a serious face and a hole in the heart. Since you picked picked up the phone to see how your parents are doing alone. Do they need some help? Are they doing all right? We're chasing our lives from the morning to night. We stopped being close and we stopped being kind. We leave the most important people behind. Why do the easy things get so tough? Why is our time never quite enough? We forgot how to love, we forgot how to care. We stopped being family, we're just never there. Why is it so hard just to reach out a hand to the people who raised us and helped us to stay? You promised to come. You said maybe next week. You didn't have time to sit down and speak. You thought you had time. You thought they would wait until the cold morning when it was too late. Now you are tearing your hair by a stone, realizing now you are truly alone. You scream, I'm so sorry, but no one is there. A million people in an endless stream. They walked so close but never touched a hand. Strange and crowded, but a lonely land. They had so many words to throw around, but not a single feeling in the sound. They stood together, talking to the air. So many faces, but no one was there. They told their secrets to the empty space, but couldn't look a brother in the face. I saw a man who had 1,000 friends, but stood completely alone in the end. So close together, but so far apart. A million voices, but an empty heart. They have the world, but nothing they can hold. The room is crowded, but it feels so cold. I saw a prison with no walls around, where people cry, but doesn't make a sound. I tried to stop them, tried to say hello, but they just looked right through me, moving slow. Trapped in their bubbles, locked inside their minds, just like the blind who try to lead the blind. I felt the panic rising in my chest. I couldn't breathe, I had to leave the rest. I open up my eyes and leave the bed. The nightmare is still ringing in my head. I look around my simple, quiet room, glad to escape